Anyway, I come in from work tonight, this afternoon. It's freezing cold outside, so I've come into my little shed. I'm sitting in my thinking chair. Got the heater on, kettle on, and I'm thinking, what am I going to do? Right, so anyways, what I've done, turn this. I decided to start on the side panel of the Hotrod. What I'm trying to do is make a side panel on the side of here, so you can actually see the engine. So I've made this framework. So what will happen now is it'll have a catch on the bottom of here. It'll have a catch on here somewhere, and then the whole bonnet will lift up. If you can see what I mean, the whole bonnet will lift up as normal, but you'll be able to see the engine anyways. But I've had this another good little idea, which I've ordered some steel. What I'm going to do is I'm going to weld a piece of steel from here up onto this corner here. I don't know whether to do it in just round bar or do it in rebar. But if I welded it from that corner there up to this corner here, and then do another one from there to there, do another one from there to that bottom corner, and then stick a couple in the middle, make that out of rebar, and then when it's all painted, that'll be painted the same colour. I think that'll look fairly good. It allows the air to flow through the radiator, goes into the engine, comes out the side panel. It's easy. Great that. Haven't decided what to do on the wheel arches yet. I'm thinking what I'm going to do is, I've left this board longer, so what I'm going to do is I'll probably leave it, not quite as short as it was, because it was like down to here, and then the wheel arch come up to here and over the top. So I'm going to cut it maybe there somewhere, and then I'll just put a short wheel arch on and stop here, so it'll be half the wheel, so the water will not fly backwards, but it will go up and over the top and fly forward. And then I'll shape that wheel arch round, go down and across here and onto here. But anyways, I'm trying to step ahead there. I'm concentrating on this bar round the engine bay, see, because the engine bay is just totally empty there. The original side panels standing down there. That's not going to look very good. So I've got this big hole to try and sort out to make it look good, and I think doing it that way, by putting that frame round, I'll still hinge this top bar, so when the bonnet lifts up, that whole frame will come up will actually lift up with the bonnet, because the bonnet is split in the centre. So that'll lift up with that, and then on the front of here, I've had to move the radiator forward because I've put a bigger engine in, and obviously I need to get the fan in. So I've had to make a panel to go into here. Now the bonnet shuts down onto that, and then I've shaped this round here, but you've got a slight dip in here now. So to get rid of that dip, I've ground this out of here, and what I'm going to do is I've got a couple of pieces of steel here. Here we go, say a couple of pieces of steel, and then this steel will actually go onto the top of here. But as you can see, I've got it marked out, so it'll end up where it's like sort of like this. Be like a little bonnet scoop, so the air goes into there and down as well, and into the engine, out the side panels. I think that sounds good. I think that would be good. Just noticed as well, I've welded this bar into here, put this one into here, it goes onto the bottom of there, and this is for the headlight. Now, when I've getting the headlight on, there's the headlight on that side, that looks kind of good, but it's not right. Not right. If you have a look, see this bit here, it's on an angle. That has got to be perfectly in line, it's straight, which will tip the headlight, it'll like actually tip the headlight over a little bit. So what I need to do is I need to shorten this bar here. So if I shorten that bar, that'll bring that down a bit, which this will come in, and that'll make the headlight perfectly straight with the car and the suspension. Suspension wise, I've still got the original leaf springs on, but the original shock absorbers is down here. Now this is actually a shock absorber, so this actually goes onto here, and that goes onto there, and this moves about, and it's like, can do with one hand, and you adjust it with that. So it's just a friction shock absorber, which I thought that's a bit naff that. So I've getting 2 shock absorbers off a motorbike, coilover shocky, which will make the suspension a lot stronger. Onto the axle, onto here, coming up to here, and then it'll transfer the weight through that, go into there, come down, transfer to the chassis. But we've got another one bolted to the top, which this here, there's a big bolt, actually bolts into there to hold that on, because in case I need to take the engine out or anything like that. And then this bar here will actually slot out of there, and it's got a bolt at the bottom, a bolt down there. I don't know if you can see that. That goes down there. It'll slot into that hole, and then that'll bolt onto there. That'll support that. So the weight of it goes up there, through here, and down this one, and transfers down that one, and goes to the chassis down here as well. Now I've made this frame come round, and it goes round here and down. This is like, I've just got it clamped on with some more grips here, but it comes along here, and then goes round that, down and up here, round this bolt here, along, and then down there, and then with the bars in here welded in, maybe some rebar or something like that. I said, or round bar, I don't know. Maybe you can leave a comment and whether I should use 8mm rebar, or maybe use 3, 5, 6mm mild steel bar, which is nice and smooth, or do I use the rebar? I don't know. We'll see what it looks like. So there you go. That's how far I've getting tonight. Maybe do a little bit more tomorrow, and then I'll do a little video and let you know what's happening. Bye for now.